Roughly 65 million women in America were raised with a latchkey around their neck and the television as their primary babysitter. Society forgot about them then. Society is still forgetting about them now. But you already knew that, didn't you? You felt it the moment someone called you low maintenance, like it was a compliment, when what they actually meant was that you had stopped asking for things you knew weren't coming. You weren't always like this. There was a version of you, younger, louder, more openly hopeful, who actually believed that if you needed something, you could say so, and someone would show up. You probably remember the exact moment that belief started to crack. Maybe it was a parent who worked double shifts and came home too exhausted to ask about your day. Maybe it was being told to go outside and figure it out so many times that figuring it out alone became your entire personality. You didn't become self-sufficient because you were naturally independent. You became self-sufficient because dependence felt like a gamble you kept losing, and at some point you stopped placing the bet. Here's what nobody tells you about that. It left a mark that looks nothing like a wound. It looks like competence. It looks like someone who never falls apart in public, who handles the crisis while everyone else panics, who remembers every appointment for every person in her life while quietly forgetting her own. Researchers who study generational trauma have a name for this pattern. Dr. Judith Wallerstein, whose decades of longitudinal research tracked children of high-stress households into adulthood, found that children who learned early to self-regulate in unpredictable environments developed what she called sleeper effects, adaptations so seamless they don't register as coping mechanisms until midlife, when the costs of them finally surface. You didn't get therapy, you got resourceful, and the world rewarded you for it so consistently that you started to believe the resourcefulness was the real you. But the real you was formed earlier than that. You were formed in the space between who your parents needed you to be and who you actually were. Developmental psychologist Diana Baumrine's research on parenting styles showed that children raised in environments with high expectations and low emotional responsiveness, which describes the majority of Gen X households with startling accuracy, don't learn to be emotionally fluent. They learn to be emotionally efficient. You learned to read the room before you learned to read a chapter book. You learned that your feelings were logistical problems to be solved, not experiences to be witnessed. It's not a flaw, it's a blueprint your younger self drew to survive a house that didn't have the infrastructure for your full emotional range. You built the architecture of yourself around what was available. Every child does. Yours just required more load-bearing walls. And here's the honest tension you need to sit with, because this channel will never just tell you what feels good to hear. The same adaptation that made you extraordinary is also costing you something real. A 2022 report from the American Psychological Association found that Gen X women report higher rates of chronic stress than any other demographic group, higher than millennials, higher than boomer women, higher than Gen X men. You are, statistically, the most quietly overwhelmed generation of women alive, not because you were fragile, because you were conditioned to absorb everything and signal nothing, and the human nervous system was not designed to do that indefinitely. Stephen Porges' polyvagal theory explains why your body sometimes feels like it's running a background program you can't locate or shut down, a persistent, low-grade vigilance, a readiness for something to go wrong that never fully powers off. You are not anxious. You are a nervous system that was trained to stay alert in a world that told you being alert was the same as being fine. But here is where the narrative flips, and this is the part you were never supposed to find out. A 2019 study published in the journal Developmental Psychology found that individuals who developed high self-reliance in childhood demonstrate measurably greater cognitive flexibility, crisis tolerance, and long-term adaptive resilience than their peers in midlife and beyond. What that means in plain language is this: the thing you were never thanked for building is actually the rarest kind of psychological infrastructure that exists. You can hold complexity without collapsing. You can stay in a difficult room without leaving your body. You can see multiple truths at once without needing one of them to win. That is not common. That is not something you can teach in a workshop or download from a podcast. That is the specific result of having lived a specific kind of life, and you have lived it in full, largely without applause. Society has been calling you tough your entire life, as though toughness were a personality trait you were born with, rather than a skill you were required to develop before you were old enough to drive. The word they should have been using is something closer to what psychologists call post-traumatic growth, the measurable expansion of psychological capacity that can emerge from navigating sustained difficulty. You are not tough. You are expanded. You contain more than most people will ever have to hold, and you hold it without being asked to be celebrated for it. That deserves a different name. You were not the generation that was forgotten. You were the generation that learned to remember themselves without anyone's help. So if you are watching this and some part of you is still waiting for permission to need things, to rest without earning it first, to let someone else carry the weight for 5 consecutive minutes, consider this yours. You built yourself in the dark. You oriented by feel when there was no light. You showed up for everyone and somehow kept showing up for yourself, even when yourself was the last item on the list. There is nothing wrong with you. There never was. The question now isn't what you survived, it's what you build next on ground that finally belongs to you. Tell me in the comments, what did you figure out alone that you wished someone had just told you? You already knew.